Hey everyone, and welcome to Vyomitra Civil Center channel. If you are ever thinking about starting your UPSC preparation, stop right there. Before you dive into books and study material, there are some absolutely crucial things you need to know. In this video, we will cover the crucial exam dates, eligible criteria, the exam pattern, and even touch upon the syllabus. Trust me, you do not want to miss this. It could save you a lot of time and effort down the line. This is your one-stop shop for all the essential information. So grab a pen and paper, let's dive in. Now, we are going to discuss the official exam dates for the upcoming UPSC Civil Service exam. Knowing these dates is the foundation of effective planning. So let's get started. Why is knowing these dates so important? Well, imagine trying to build a house without a blueprint. It could be chaotic, right? Similarly, preparing for the IAS exam without a clear timeline is a risk for disaster. Knowing the exam dates allows you to create a structured study plan, take your progress, manage your time effectively, stay motivated. Now we will see exam notification. The official exam notification will be released on January 22nd, 2025. This is when the UPSC will publish all the detailed information about the exam, including the official syllabus, application process, and eligibility criteria. It's essential to download and read the official notification carefully. Application window. The online application window will also open on January 22nd, 2025 and will remain open until February 11th, 2025. This is your opportunity to register for the exam. Please do not wait until the last minute to apply. There can be technical glitches or server issues, so it's always best to apply well in advance. Prelims exam. The preliminary examination or prelims, which is the first stage of the selection process, will be held on May 25th, 2025. This gives you a clear target to aim for in your initial preparation. The exam itself was conducted on May 25th, 2025, so the results were announced relatively quickly, within about 2 weeks of the exam date. Mains exam. Finally, the mains examination or mains, which is the written examination, is scheduled for August 22nd, 2025. This gives you time for prepare thoroughly after clearing the prelims. The exam will be conducted for 5 days, split into morning section and evening section every day. The mains exam itself took place in September 2025. This means it took a little over 2 months for the result to be announced. Interview are not yet announced, but it will be likely to conducted on January month of 2036. Quickly recap all the dates. Notification released on January 22nd. Application to submit between January 22nd from February 11th. Prelims on May 25th. Mains on August 22nd. Now let's enter into eligibility criteria. First up, let's talk about nationality. To be eligible for IAS, IPS and IFS, you must be a citizen of India. It's as simple as that. For other services, the rules are a bit more relaxed. You can be either a citizen of India, a subject of Nepal or Bhutan, a Tibetan refugee who came into India before January 1st, 1962 with the intention of settling here. Now, let's talk about another important category, persons of Indian origin or PIOS. This applies to individuals who have migrated from specific countries but have Indian ancestors. Specifically, this includes people who migrated from Pakistan, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, and several East African countries like Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Zambia, Maldives, Ethiopia, Zaire, now the Democratic Republic of Congo, Vietnam. The key here is that these individuals must have migrated with the intention of permanently settling in India. This is not for short-term visit or temporary work. Let's imagine a person named Ananya. Ananya's grandparents were born in India. However, during the mid-20th century, they migrated to Kenya for work and eventually settled there. Ananya was born and raised in Kenya, holding Kenyan citizenship. Now, Ananya has always felt a strong connection to her Indian heritage and has decided that she wants to move to India and pursue a career in the Indian civil service. Now, let's understand. Ananya, a Kenyan citizen with Indian ancestors who intend to permanently settle in India, is considered a PIO for the purpose of the UPSC exam. However, she must obtain a certificate of eligibility to be eligible to appear for the exam. Now, here's a very important point. If you fall into the category we have discussed so far, subject of Nepal or Bhutan, Tibetan refugee or person of Indian origin, you must obtain a certificate of eligibility issued by the Government of India. This certificate is absolutely essential for you to be able to take the exam. Without it, you would not be considered to be eligible for the exam. Now that's we have covered nationality. Let's move on to another crucial eligibility factor, age. This is a straightforward one, but it's important to get it right. So let's dive in. First thing first, To be eligible for the IAS exam, you must have attained the age of 21 years. So you cannot attempt the exam before you turn 21. That's the minimum age requirement. Now, there is also an upper age limit. The general upper age limit for the IAS exam is 32 years. This means that in most cases, you cannot attempt the exam after you turn 32. However, there is an important exception. There are age reflections for candidates belonging to reserve categories. This is a crucial point. If you belong to a reserve category, you might be eligible to attempt the exam even after you turn 32. Here is the table showing detail of age reflection for different categories. This is a crucial information, so let's get started. Let's start with the general category and economically weak section category. For these candidates, there is no age reflections. The upper age limit remains at 32 years. So if you belong to the general or EWS category, you can attempt the exam until you are 32 years old. Now for candidates belonging to the OBC category, there is a reflection of up to 3 years. This means that other backward classes candidates can attempt the exam until they are 35 years old. For candidates from the scheduled class and scheduled tribes category, there is an even greater reflection of up to 5 years. This allows SC and ST candidates to attempt the exam until they are 37 years old. Finally, let's talk about candidates with benchmark disabilities or PWPD. For these candidates, there is a significant reflection of up to 10 years. This means person with benchmark disability candidates can attempt the exam until they are 42 years old. So that's the breakdown of the age reflection for the IAS exam. So far, we have covered a lot of ground regarding eligibility for the UPSC exam. And now we are tackling a very important question. How many times can you actually take the exam? This is a very key factor in your preparation strategy. So let's get right to it. This table shows the maximum number of attempts you are allowed for the UPSC Civil Service exam. It varies depending on which category you belong to. Let's break it down category by category. If you are belonging to the general category or the economically weak section category, you have a maximum of 6 attempts. So you can take the exam up to 6 times. For candidates for the OBC category, you get a significant increase in the number of attempts. You are allowed a maximum of 9 attempts. Unlike general and OBC categories, SC and ST candidates have unlimited attempts. Now let's look at person with benchmark disabilities or PWBD. There is a slight difference here depending on your subcategory. If you are a person with benchmark disability candidate from the general category, you also get 9 attempts, the same as OBC candidates. If you are a person with benchmark disability candidate from the OBC category, you also have 9 attempts. And here's a key difference. If you are a person with benchmark disability candidate from the SC and ST category, there is no limit on the number of attempts. You can attempt the exam as many times as you are eligible based on other criteria like your age. Yes, what really important to understand, what actually counts as an attempt. If you appear for even one paper of the prelims exam, it's counted as an attempt. It does not matter if you clear the prelims or not. Just showing up for the exam counts. Give a quick clear example. Let's say you are a general category candidate. If you take the prelims exam this year, even if you do not pass, that counts as one of your 6 attempts. You now have 5 remaining. Another crucial point, even though some categories have more attempts or even unlimited attempts, the age limit still applies. You cannot keep taking the exam indefinitely. You must be within the age limit prescribed for your category. So that clarifies the number of attempts for the UPSC exam. Make sure you know which category you fall into and how many attempts you have. This will help you plan your preparation accordingly. Alright, that's it for the eligibility criteria. We have covered a lot of the base of UPSC eligibility. And now it's time to talk about what you need in terms of education and physical fitness. These are important, so let's get right into it. Education. The educational requirement for the IAS exam is actually quite simple. You need a bachelor's degree from a recognized university. That's it. Any bachelor's degree, whether it's an arts, science, commerce, engineering or any other field, is acceptable as long as it's from a university recognized in India. One of the good news is there is no minimum percentage or grade requirement in your bachelor's degree. Just passing your degree is enough to meet the educational criteria. And another important thing, if you are currently in your final year of graduation, you can still apply for the exam. However, if you clear the mains exam, you will need to provide proof of your graduation before the interview stage. Now let's talk about the fitness requirement. This applies specifically to those of you aiming for certain services, most notably the Indian Police Service and the Indian Forest Service. This service requires a certain level of physical fitness due to the nature of their work. To be eligible for the IPS and IFS, you will need to meet specific physical and medical standards. These include requirements related to height, chest measurement, eyesight, and certain medical conditions. There are also physical tests like running, long jump, etc. So that's some of the educational and physical fitness requirement for the UPSC exam. So far we have covered exam date, eligibility through nationality, age, education and fitness. We have covered the eligibility criteria for the UPSC Civil Service exam. Now it's time to understand the exam pattern itself. This is absolutely crucial for planning your preparation. So let's get started. The preliminary examination or prelims is likely the qualifying round. Its main purpose is to filter out candidates for the mains exam. Second stage, those who clear the prelims are then eligible for the mains examination or mains. This is a written examination and is much more comprehensive than prelims. The final stage is the interview or the personality test. This is where a panel of experienced individuals assess your personality, communication skills, and overall suitability for a career in the civil services. So that's the UPSC exam pattern in a nutshell. Prelims, mains, and interview. Understanding this pattern is the first step in your preparation journey. Now we are focusing specifically on the first stage, the preliminary examination or prelims. This is the initial hurdle you need to clear. So understanding its structure and key features is essential. As you can see on the screen, the preliminary exam is composed of two papers. Both of these papers are objective type, which means these consist of multiple choice questions. Each paper carries 200 marks, making the total for the preliminary exam 400 marks. GS1 contains 100 questions having 2 marks each, and GS2 contains 80 questions having 2.5 marks each. The first paper is General Studies, Paper 1, often referred to as GS1. This paper is designed to access your general knowledge and awareness across a wide range of subjects. It covers topics like Indian history, Indian and world geography, Indian polity and governance, economic and social development, environment and ecology, general science, current event of national and international relations. The second paper is General Studies Paper 2, more commonly known as CSAT, which stands for Civil Service Aptitude Test. This paper focuses on testing your aptitude and reasoning skills. It includes sections on comprehension, logical reasoning, critical thinking, and so on. Here's a very important point about CSAT. It's a qualifying paper. This means you need to score a minimum of 33%. That is, out of 200, you want to score 66 marks in CSAT to qualify for the mains exam. However, the marks you obtain in CSAT do not count towards your final mains eligibility list. Only your GS1 score is considered for that purpose. Both GS1 and CSAT are objective type exams with multiple choice questions. And remember, there is negative marking for incorrect answers. So accuracy is just as important as speed. Each paper is 2 hours long, so effective time management during the exam is crucial. The question paper are set in both Hindi and English, giving you the option to choose the language you are most comfortable with. So that's the detailed look at the UPSC Prelims exam. Remember, it's a screening test, and clearing it is your first step towards becoming a civil servant. We have successfully navigated the prelims, and now it's time to tackle the art of the UPSC Civil Service Examination, the mains. This is a crucial stage where your writing skill and in-depth knowledge are truly tested. So let's break down the mains exam structure and understand what it entitles. As you can see on the screen, the mains exam consists of 9 papers in total. These papers are divided into 2 distinct categories, qualifying papers and merit papers. First, we have the qualifying paper. These are designated to test your basic language proficiency. Paper A is a paper and one of the Indian language listed in the 8th schedule of the Indian Constitution. You get to choose which language you want to test this paper in. It's a 300 mark paper. Paper B, English. The second qualifying paper is Paper B, which is an English language paper. This paper is also for 300 marks and tests your basic English comprehension and writing skills. The key thing to remember about these papers is that they are qualifying in nature. This means you need to score a minimum qualifying mark in each of these papers to have your merit paper evaluated. However, the marks you score in this paper do not contribute to your final merit tracking. Now let's move on to the core of the mains exam. The merit paper. These are the papers that will determine your final score and ultimately your ranking. Paper 1, Essay. The first merit paper is the essay. This is the 250 mark paper, where you will be required to write well-structured and insightful essays on given topics. This paper tests your ability to articulate your thoughts clearly and coherently. Paper 2, GS1. Paper 2 is General Study Paper 1, also worth 250 marks. This paper covers Indian heritage and culture, history of the world and society and geography. Paper 3 is General Studies Paper 2, another 250 mark paper. This focuses on governance, constitution, polity, social justice and international relations. Paper 4, GS3. Paper 4 is General Studies Paper 3, also carrying 250 marks. This paper covers technology, economic development, biodiversity, environment, security and disaster management. Paper 5, GS4. Paper 5 is General Studies Paper 4, another 250 marks paper. This paper tests your ethic, integrity and aptitude. Finally, Paper 6 and 7, optional subject. We have Paper 6 and Paper 7, which are dedicated to your optional subject. You choose one optional subject from a list provided by the UPSC. Each paper of your chosen optional subject is worth 250 marks, totaling 500 marks for the optional subject as a whole. So the total marks for the merit paper are 1750 marks, each 250 marks for one paper out of 7 paper. So that's a comprehensive look at the UPSC mains exam structure. Remember, it's a written exam with both qualifying and merit papers. The merit papers are the ones that count towards your final score merit. We have journeyed through the prelims and the mains, and now we have reached the final and arguably most fascinating stage of the UPSC Civil Service Examination, the interview, also known as the personality test. This is where you get to meet a panel of experts and showcase who you are as a person. So let's understand what it's all about. As you can see on the screen, the interview is worth 275 marks. These marks combined with your main score determine your final ranking and whether you make it into the civil service or not. It's extremely important to understand that this is not just a regular interview. It's called a personality test for a reason. The panel is not primarily trying to retest your knowledge. They assume you have the necessary knowledge because you have cleared the rigorous mains exam. The interview panel is looking for much more than just bookish knowledge. They are trying to assess your personality, communication skills, critical thinking, decision-making abilities, leadership qualities, presence of mind. So instead of just rote learning facts, the key to preparing for the interview is to focus on developing these essential soft skills, working on improving in communication, practice articulating your thoughts clearly, and cultivate a well-rounded personality. The most important advice I can give you is to be yourself and be honest. Do not try to be someone you are not. The panel is very experienced and can easily see through any pretense. Be genuine, be confident, and express your true self. So, the UPSC interview is about showcasing your personality and your suitability for a career in public service. It's a chance for you to shine. Focus on developing your soft skill, be confident, and be yourself. We have covered the individual stages of the UPSC exam, prelims, mains, and the interview. Now let's talk about how everything comes together to determine your final score and ranking. This is where we see how the main and interview combine. So pay close attention. The mains exam, as we have already covered, consists of 7 papers that are counted for merit. Each of these papers is worth 250 marks. So the total mark for the mains exam are 7 multiplied by 250, which equals 1750 marks. The interview or personality test carries 275 marks. This is a significant portion of the total score. So it's crucial to perform well in the interview. To arrive at the final score, the marks you obtain in the mains exam out of 1750 are added to the marks you obtain in the interview out of 275. This gives you as a grand total of 2025 marks. It's important to understand that both the mains and the interview are crucial. While the mains carries a larger weightage in terms of raw marks, the interview can significantly impact your final ranking. A good performance in the interview can boost your score and help you secure a better rank, even if your main score is slightly lower. Therefore, it's essential to prepare holistically for both stages. Focus on building a strong foundation of knowledge for the mains and also work on developing your communication skills, personality, and critical thinking ability for the interview. So that's how the final score for the UPSC Civil Service Examination is calculated. It's a combination of your mains and interview performance. Remember to prepare diligently for both stages. So this concludes our series on the UPSC exam stages. In upcoming videos, we will delve deeper into each stage, discuss the syllabus, preparation strategy, and more. If you have any questions about the interview or any other aspects of the UPSC exam, please leave them in the comment below. Do not forget to like this video and subscribe for more helpful content. Thank you for watching and all the best for your UPSC journey. In the description, I have given a PDF link to know more about UPSC structure. Do not forget to see it.